had about what to do next. That is the only piece of optimism I have on behalf of the Falcons. That and Julio Jones is still here. We still have Julio. You know what I'm saying? We got Todd Gurley, an amazing
Calvin Ridley.
Yep. Hey, listen, we have a phenomenal team. Far too much talent to be 0-5. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, even with Matt Ryan, we have far too much talent to be 0-5 because Matt Ryan is a phenomenal quarterback. Right. I don't want to take that away from him. I just don't think he fits with this system.
Right. You guys look cursed. Like there's some franchises, talking about the Chargers earlier, where no lead is safe. They can always snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. What is it about the Falcons that are like this, T.I.? Because you know everyone in the sports world looks at this team, no matter what the score is, they could be up 3 touchdowns. You're like, oh, they'll figure it out. What's the curse? What started all of this?
You know, I don't know what started all of this, but this kind of conversation sure does start a lot of fights. I'm going to tell you that. And I don't want to be a part of that. Now, let's just stay free and talk about something else. Why not?
All right, you want to go to
the Trae Young, Luka Doncic trade? What do you want to talk about?
LeBron, Molly. Let's go to LeBron.
I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah, you want to go LeBron,
I tell you what, man. I tell you what. I think that if I could point to some key moments in Falcons history that I feel like, you know, kind of took us down a path headed to nowhere. I would start it when we traded Brett Favre. When we got rid of Brett, we drafted Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? And in some kind of way, we went a different direction. And you know, I think that was the beginning.
Interesting.
Of it. Then we also allowed Deion Sanders to get away from us. Somehow, some way. And, you know, I think, and also, I believe if the Falcons would have embraced Michael Vick when he came home. Also, I think is a bit of egg on our face. But there are several, and of course, if you talk about the 3 touchdown lead blown in the Super Bowl, I found out earlier this week that actually killed someone. A person died. My homegirl, her name is comedian Miss Pat. You can catch her on my album, the Libra, this Friday when it comes out. And also she has her own TV show, man, coming out on BET Max. But look, so Miss Pat says she was at the actual Super Bowl in Houston, as I was, and at home her family was watching the game. And her sister-in-law, I believe it was in the third quarter when New England began to make their comeback, and I think they might have tied the game or gotten extremely close. She began to choke on something. They called the ambulance for her, and they took her to the hospital, and the Falcons lost, and she died.
Oh, my goodness.
Oof.
This is a true story. So,
wow.
This is these. Hey, listen, I'm just repeating the story. I did not make this happen. I don't create history. I just tell it. So I think that whatever...
Change the subject expeditiously.
Whatever it is, I believe that, you know, we as a culture and a community in Atlanta, we have enough positivity elsewhere to overthrow it.
Okay. On that note, bless her soul. What a tragic story. Max brought up expeditiously. I just think between Max and his Ivy League big words that no one understands, Stephen A. and his blasphemous, his vocabulary, and UTI, you all should have like a word off together. You could have a competition, raise a lot of money for people between the 3 of you with those
we don't lose to Max.
Yeah, you think?
We don't lose to Max. Max brings up words I'm not sure he knows.
You got some range.
Oh, hell no.
Don't belittle yourself.
Max. We can't touch Max in that regard. I didn't know what a review was until Max Keller started talking about Tom Brady. I didn't even know what that was.
All 3 of you.
Not a lot of ravines in Hollis, Stephen A.
Yeah.
No.
Right. T.I., we'll get to LeBron, though. I digress with that after I saw the expeditiously sign. I know you're a big LeBron fan, and obviously we talk about this a lot, but, you know, he has 4 rings now. He has the shot. Some people say that they'll repeat next year. Do you think he ever catches MJ as the GOAT, or do you think he already has?
I mean, if we're estimating GOAT by number of rings, I think it's possible. It's possible. It's not probable, but it's possible. I think a lot of things that we thought LeBron wasn't going to be able to do within his career, he's showing us that he could. We didn't think he'd ever be able to get Cleveland a ring, and he did. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that it's definitely possible. He's probably one of the most diverse, if not the most diverse and exceptional player that I've ever seen. Now, of course, you have MJ. MJ was, great, and he transformed the league from where it was to what it is today, and he began to. But nobody I've ever seen in my lifetime playing basketball has done as many things exceptionally well as LeBron James does. Now, you have people who do things that he does better than him, but nobody that I've seen has done as many things in basketball on the court as well.
Good way to put it.
Exceptionally well.
I was getting ready to say, T.I., that's about the best explanation I've heard about LeBron. I can live with that. I can sit up there and say that MJ is the GOAT and still co-sign everything you just said about LeBron James. I really could, which is why he's number 2 on my Mount Rushmore. I got Jordan and then him.
I actually got Kobe.
That's a really good way to put it. But what you said about LeBron, it's true, because who could play above the rim like that and defend as many positions and had the passing genius of like Magic Johnson and the leadership quality? He does so many different things at genius level that no one else has quite had that kind of a broad spectrum of genius in their game.
Sure, his pendulum swings, so far on both sides of the spectrum, man, that you kind of have to. You must look at it and acknowledge that and give it consideration.
T.I., last thing before we let you go here. A lot of people have talked about, I think it was Mark Jackson who mentioned it, that there's going to be an asterisk next to this championship because there's no travel, no home court advantage, all the other factors, 355 days being in the bubble. Where are you on that conversation?
I said the same thing. But I feel like every set of circumstance has its own challenges. You know what I mean? The fact that you couldn't go nowhere and you were stuck around people for so long and you were like confined to a certain space, a certain area. That we don't know what challenges came with that. I think even whether it's an asterisk or not, somebody had to win, and it was LeBron. You know what I mean? And the Lakers. And that's another thing I like to talk about. The James gang and Laker Nation, we have to come to some form of an agreement here. You see what I'm saying? See, because I think what the Laker Nation need to understand is the James gang go where LeBron goes. You dig what I'm saying? When he was in Miami, we was in Miami. When he was in Cleveland, we was in Cleveland. He's in L.A., so now we in L.A. So don't get to talking about, no, you wasn't going with the Lakers before because LeBron wasn't here before. Now that he's here, we're here. And you must accept that, and let's move on together collectively. I think this is a conversation that must be had.
All right, fair enough. T.I., always good to see you. Libra, your new album out this Friday. Can't wait to check that out. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
And let's talk about the Braves for a minute. Don't you? Y'all is not going to get me off.
Hell no. Hell no.
Now we're going to have to talk about the Braves.
Hell no, no. Let them get there first.
What does he want to talk about? Oh, the
Going
Braves.
to 14 World Series and winning one. Stop it, T.I.
Hey,
Stop.
Listen, man. But let's
Let
talk about
Atlanta
today.
have something.
I'm sure you had some horrible haircuts in your lifetime, but today you look good. So we're not going to deal with you. Let's talk about today. You dig what I'm saying?
All right. T.I., thank you so much. Come back and join us soon.
Love and respect.
All right. Take care. When we come back here on First Take, we have one of the big